Do you still remember the faces that once lit up the stage and stirred the crowd? We'll begin with how they look today, and you'll have 5 seconds to guess who they are. Then you'll see their younger selves and the iconic roles that made them famous. Some still appear on television, while others have quietly stepped out of the spotlight. But all of them were once a part of our memories. Keep track of how many you guess correctly, and if one of these faces stirs something in your heart, share it in the comments below. Ready? Let's begin this journey through time. Question 1. Who is this? What role did he play on television in the 1970s? That's Paul Michael Glaser, who portrayed Detective Starsky in the series Starsky and Hutch. He was known for his tough action style and the unmistakable red and white car. In 2025, he is 82 years old. Question 2. Do you recognize this familiar face? This is Elka Summer, a celebrated actress from the 1960s, known for her roles in A Shot in the Dark and The Prize. In 2025, she is 84 years old.
It was a rather noisy exit.
Arranged by you?
Question 3. He used to be the best friend of a famous TV detective. Do you remember him? That's Larry Manetti, who played Rick Wright in the 1980s hit series Magnum P.I. In 2025, he is 77 years old.
A minute. What was the bet again?
50-50?
Buck?
Question 4. With just one glance, do you remember this cinematic legend? Ron Perlman, famous for playing Vincent in Beauty and the Beast, 1987 to 1990 Hellboy in the Hellboy films, and Clay Morrow in Sons of Anarchy. In 2025, he is 75 years old. Question 5. Remember the woman who once made an entire army camp stand at attention? That's Loretta Swit, best known for her role as Hot Lips Houlihan on MASH. She won 2 Emmy Awards and was a television icon throughout the 1970s and 1980s. She passed away in 2025 at the age of 87. Question 6. Conted. Do you remember this smart and charming secret agent? That's Barbara Feldon, who became famous as Agent 99 in the spy comedy series Get Smart, 1965-1970. In 2025, she is 92 years old. Question 7. Do you remember the handsome police officer who appeared in a hit 1980s series? He played Officer Joe Coffey in Hill Street Blues and was a familiar face on television throughout the 1980s. That's Ed Marinaro, a former football star turned actor. In 2025, he is 75 years old. Question 8. Do you remember the host with the beaming smile who lit up every screen? That's John Davidson, known for hosting That's Incredible and Hollywood Squares during the 1980s. He was also a singer, actor, and Broadway performer. In 2025, he is 83 years old. Question 9. Can you recognize the woman who was once television's Queen of Allure in the 1960s? With her role as Catwoman in the 1960s, Batman series, Julie Newmar became a beauty icon with an air of mystique. In 2025, she is 91 years old. Question 10. Do you still remember her? With her role as Jennifer Hart in Heart to Heart, Stephanie Powers became a symbol of elegance and intelligence on 1980s television. In 2025, she is 82 years old. Question 11. Can you guess who was the bad boy of late 1980s television? With his roles as Dennis Booker in 21 Jump Street and the spin-off Booker, Richard Grieco became a rebellious heartthrob for late 80s youth. In 2025, he is 60 years old. Question 12. Can you recognize the eyes that defined an entire golden era of American cinema? Faye Dunaway was a screen legend of the 1970s, known for her roles as Bonnie Parker in Bonnie and Clyde 1967 and standout performances in Chinatown and Network. In 2025, she is 84 years old. Question 13. Do you remember what role this face once wore? As Julie Gillette in the 1980s series Hotel Shari Belafonte, impressed with her striking looks and distinct fashion style. In 2025, she is 70 years old. Question 14. Can you guess who was the dazzling blonde icon of 1980s television? Lonnie Anderson stood out with her stunning looks and charming humor as Jennifer Marlowe in the sitcom WKRP in Cincinnati. In 2025, she is 78 years old. Question 15. Do you remember this man who was once the most watched face on the planet? As Michael Knight in Knight Rider and Mitch Buchanan in Baywatch, David Hasselhoff became a global television icon. In 2025, he is 72 years old. Question 16. Do you remember the woman who joined those impossible missions? Linda Day George left a lasting impression with her intelligence and calm demeanor as Lisa Casey in the 1970s Mission Impossible series. In 2025, she is 79 years old. Question 17. Do you remember the eyes that moved an entire decade? Michael Nouri became the ideal image of a handsome, successful man with his role as Nick Hurley in Flashdance 1983 and several TV roles afterward. In 2025, he is 78 years old. Question 18. Do you recognize him from those classic adventure films? The son of cowboy legend John Wayne, Patrick Wayne, made his own name in roles such as Sinbad and The Eye of the Tiger and The People That Time Forgot. In 2025, he is 86 years old. Question 19. Do you remember the man who ran the wildest radio station of the 1970s? Appearing everywhere in the 70s, Gary Sandy was best known for his role as Andy Travis, charming audiences with his suave look and natural performance. In 2025, he is 79 years old. Question 20. Just one look into these eyes. Do you remember this dramatic icon? Barbara Hershey became known for her roles in Beaches, The Last Temptation of Christ, and Black Swan. A familiar face in deep emotional films from Hollywood, in 2025 she is 76 years old. Question 21. Do you remember the woman who had an entire design office roaring with laughter? A staple on family TV channels, Delta Burke, shown as Suzanne Sugarbaker in the comedy Designing Women. In 2025, she is 68 years old. Question 22. Can you recognize the man who stirred controversy and fascination throughout the 1970s? Marjoe Gortner rose to fame with his explosive documentary, Marjoe 1972, where he exposed his own past as a child preacher. In 2025, he is 81 years old. Question 23. Do you remember the traffic officer who made Hearts Race? Randy Oakes gained fame as Officer Bonnie Clark in the action-packed series Chips. Her athletic beauty and confident presence became a model of modern womanhood in late 1970s television. In 2025, she is 73 years old. Question 24. Sci-fi fans will spot her instantly. But what about you? Barbara Luna made her mark as Marlena Moreau in the Mirror Mirror episode of Star Trek: The Original Series, and also appeared in Mission Impossible: The Man from UNCLE and many other iconic shows. In 2025, she is 87 years old. Question 25. Just one smile. Do you remember who this is? He had moviegoers laughing out loud. Robert Hayes is best known for his role as Ted Stryker in the cult comedy Airplane 1980. His quirky style and comedic awkwardness turned the role into a parody legend. In 2025, he is 77 years old. Question 26. Do you remember the girl who won an Emmy while still a teenager? Kristy McNichol was the brightest teen star of the 1970s, winning 2 Emmy Awards for her role as Letitia Buddy Lawrence in Family. She also starred in Little Darlings and Only When I Laugh. In 2025, she is 62 and has been retired from Hollywood for many years. Question 27. Who once walked into a detective's office in a stylish dress and with a million eyes watching? Maddie Hayes, played by Sybil Shepherd, became the heart of moonlighting, teaming up with Bruce Willis in a witty romantic investigation series. The role revived her career, which had begun with iconic beauty roles in The Last Picture Show and Taxi Driver. In 2025, she is 74 years old. Question 28. The mysterious gentleman who kept Hollywood guessing every time he appeared on screen. Terrence Stamp embodied elegance and power, known for playing General Zod in Superman 2, 1980, and earlier acclaimed roles in The Collector and Far From the Madding Crowd. Once considered Britain's heartthrob, handsome, talented, and enigmatic. In 2025, he is 86 years old. Question 29. Who had teenage girls plastering posters on walls and waiting for every radio note? Once a teen pop prince, Leif Garrett won millions of hearts with his dreamy look and hits like I Was Made for Dancin'. He also acted in films like Walking Tall and the TV series Family. Despite life's ups and downs, his youthful image lives on in fan memories. In 2025, he is 62 years old. Question 30. Just one bashful glance and an awkward smile, she captured the world. Do you still remember? Renee Zellweger is best known for playing Bridget Jones, though she first stood out alongside Tom Cruise in Jerry Maguire 1996. With her natural style and relatable beauty, she became a symbol of the modern woman in Hollywood. In 2025, she is 55 years old. Question 31. Do you recognize the man who made eccentricity irresistibly cool? Elliot Gould became a staple in Mashaw, California split, and later as Monica's dad in Friends. His rebellious charm and bohemian style made him a one-of-a-kind icon in Hollywood. In 2025, he is 86 years old. Question 32. Who made millions hold their breath with just one step out of the blue sea? Jill St. John became unforgettable as Tiffany Case in Diamonds Are Forever, 1971, starring opposite Sean Connery. Her stunning beauty and sharp aura made her an irreplaceable sex symbol for years. In 2025, she is 83 years old. Every face is a piece of memory. How many old screen friends did you recognize? Share your score, and let us know who moved your heart the most. If this memory journey made you smile, subscribe, and share this video with others who lived through the golden age.